Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. Hi. You were rested at the weekend. How are you feeling ahead of tomorrow? Do you feel fresh?
Well, fresh in the end of the season is always like debatable, but I feel good. You know, obviously I've had a lot of kicks with the Atletico game and some after, but I feel fine. You know, I've been playing well. I've been playing loads of games, so yeah, I'm happy.
Last week, it was just a magical game of football to watch, I guess, to play in as well. Do you expect it to be just as open again tomorrow?
Pretty much, yeah. I think there's two attacking teams who like to play football, and I think we played a very good game back then, but that's in the past. I think now got a different game ahead tomorrow, and it starts back from 0-0. So we'll need to get our A game to win.
You just come down to Simon here, please, if you can get the mic across. You just pass it over, guys. That's real helpful. Thank you.
Hi, Kevin. We say this to virtually every City player when they sit in that seat before a Champions League game. Given everything that you've achieved at this club, is this competition the thing that would round everything off for Manchester City? You've won everything numerous times, but you don't have that trophy.
Well, I think it would change the perspective from outside. I don't think, obviously as a player, you want to win the trophies and you want to win this one. But I think the fact that we've been fighting for it numerous years and being to the latter stages means that we've been doing really well. Obviously, it's a cup competition and the quality is very high, so it's very, very difficult to win it. And there's different circumstances that happen. But, you know, I think in the end, if you look back at the way we performed, or I performed with the team for 7 years, we did really well. But obviously we didn't win it, and I think win it would just change that little narrative.
Do you think you need to win it to get the acclaim that all your trophies deserve, or do you not think it matters?
For myself, I don't think it changed the perspective I look at myself as a player. I think I know what I've done good and what I've done bad in my career. And I'm pretty happy with what I've done. But obviously, I want to win. I want to win every trophy that I can get. But that's a hard task. But I would obviously love to win the Champions League also.
Rob there, please.
Hi, Kevin. You were involved in the semi-final at Real Madrid in 2016. I just wondered what you remember of that game in the Bernabeu, and with the development of the team over the last few years, do you feel that you're more ready, more prepared to go to a stage like that at this stage of the competition and win?
I'm thinking we're in better shape now. I think I remember when we played that game, we didn't have the greatest of end of seasons that time. And Madrid was the powerhouse at that time. I know we lost 1-0 in the end with an own goal, but I think it was a pretty boring game if I remember correctly. So I think we're in a different shape right now. I think we're better set up as a team. We play better, and I think we have more experience in this stage. It was the first time ever for the club, so well, hopefully we're better prepared.
And when you've got a manager like Pep Guardiola, who has been at this stage with different clubs all the way through his career, does it help you trust that he knows what he's going to do on nights like this? Do you feel like you're going to be very well prepared for whatever comes your way?
I think no matter the game, we well prepared anyway. No matter if you play a League Cup against a lower league division, it's the same amount of detail almost that we bring into it. I think it's easier to watch a Madrid game on the TV than to watch somebody from the lower leagues. But I think whatever game we start, we want to win that game. And obviously there's lots more people speaking about this game, what is normal. But the amount of detail is pretty much the same.
Let's come to Jamie there, please, Bill.
Hi, Kevin. Do you think you'd have been as good a player now at your age if he had not been managed by Pep Guardiola?
Hard to tell. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. obviously he helped me progress in various ways, but it's hard to say would I be not like this if I was with other managers. Obviously he's done amazing things for me, for the team to get success. But I think the players also work very hard to achieve that. If we don't want to listen and don't want to work hard, we won't get better. And it's a combination about everything. And in a way, I'm obviously lucky to come across a manager who plays the way that I like to play, and that makes it maybe a little bit more handy for me.
Are you able to give a specific example of how he's improved your game, or is it not as simple as that?
It's very hard to tell because he looks more. He doesn't really look at an individual basis, so it's whatever that suits for the team. And I've played mostly the same position, but in various ways. So it depends from game to game. And there's been years I've been lower back, and some years I've been higher up. This year I've been more in the middle. So it's actually whatever the team needs, I'm okay with, and I try to help the team in ways that I can do, and that's it for me.
Go to Mike Marnie on Zoom, please. Mike.
Hi, Kevin. At the start of the season, you suffered an injury. You had a heavy Euros tournament, and Pep Guardiola kept saying you're getting back to your best. Are we seeing now the best Kevin De Bruyne we've ever seen?
Well, you guys can tell me. I don't know. The first months were really hard. I've never experienced the pain that I had back then. I was trying to come back, but I was in pain with my ankle every day, and it wasn't something that I really enjoyed at the time. And I would say mentally it was hard also to overcome that. But I think once the pain was gone after a couple of months, I started to feel more confident in myself and my body to get back to where I think I belong. And now playing all these games and playing week in, week out, I feel back to the level that I was before. And is there much difference than before? I don't know. I just try to be as constant as I can, and I think this year I managed myself pretty well.
Jack, go on, please.
You talked about the club's progress in the competition before. You probably should have beaten Real by more goals last week. How do you feel about where City are in Europe at the moment, with the way you're embracing the biggest knockout games?
I think we're on a very good way. Obviously, the fact that we've not won it yet, I think that will probably be the only criticism that we can get. I think for the rest, we've been there loads of times, and we've been always fighting to win this competition. So the consistency that we have as a club has been amazing. I think pretty much as good as anybody else. But yeah, we just need to try to get over the line, and tomorrow is another step.
Paul Hurst.
Hey Kevin, just ask you a question on Phil Foden, please. You've obviously been in the team ever since he came through the academy and has been in and around the squad. How do you view his progression, both on the pitch and off it? And do you think he's in the kind of form now where he can decide like tomorrow's?
He's been amazing. Obviously, I've seen him from that little boy, who's got massive potential. And whenever you come up to a first team, you're a little bit shy, and it takes a little bit of time and more playing time also to get comfortable in that situation. But I think the last 2 years he's been in a very comfortable situation, and you see the difference in the way that he plays. And now he's not that young talent anymore. He's one of the guys now, and it's a big step to make. But now everybody looks at him to make a difference because he can. He's proven that loads of times, and he probably will do much more for this club in the future. So I'm hoping he just does the same that he's been doing. If you're playing constantly very good That's the only thing you can do. He doesn't play with ups and downs. He just does what he needs to do for this team.
Last couple of guys go to Fred Caldera.
Hi Kevin, you mentioned just now the word confidence, and I would like to ask you a question about Gabriel. Of course, he's living a great moment. He was involved in 9 goals in his last 5 matches he started. He assisted 3 of these goals, and he said after the Watford match that you allowed him to take the penalty to complete the hat-trick, and he was very happy because of that, of course. Was it because you understand how much confidence can make a difference for especially a striker, and how would you assess this moment and the importance of Gabriel for the team now?
Well, I don't care in that moment. I don't think, in that moment I thought it was the right decision for me to take, and so I just told Gabi, you can take it. I have full confidence in you. And for him, it's important. For me, I don't care if I score that penalty. That's a goal or whatever. That doesn't gets me further in what I want to achieve. But for him, I know if he gets a hat trick, that's special. That's important for strikers to score goals. So I thought it was a good moment just to give it to him, and he was playing great. So I had full confidence that he could score. I think besides that, he's been amazing. Since he came here, I had a good relationship with him. I think we found each other loads of times. He plays with so much energy. He's always there. He helps the team out. So I had never any doubts in the quality, and he's still so young. So, I still hope he can play loads of times with me, because I think he makes this team better.
We'll finish with Dave McDonald, please.
Hi Kevin. Luka Modric has just been speaking at the Real Madrid press conference, and he said that tomorrow night they're going to have to show they're the best team in the world to beat you and get to the final. Do you feel that when this City team is playing to its full potential and everyone's at the top of their game, that you are effectively the best team in the world? And is that something you're going to have to show tomorrow night to get through to the final?
Well, I think if we play the way that we played last week, then we have a potential to be one of the best teams. But we have to do that tomorrow night again, obviously. If we are not, or a little bit below that, there's a possibility that Madrid can win this game. Because they are also one of the best teams in the world, and the quality they have is amazing. But I also back my team to perform at the high level that is necessary to win that game tomorrow. It's a game that everybody wants to see, I think. Everybody's anticipating a great game, and we will try to get the best out of ourselves to give a good showing of ourselves, of our club, and then hopefully progress to Paris.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hi Pep. We saw Kyle Walker back in training today. Is that his first session, and will he be available for the match tomorrow?
He trained the training. He's going to travel tomorrow, going to decide. He's 3 weeks without training, and we'll decide tomorrow. But happy he's back, and he tried to be in contention tomorrow.
You must be feeling a lot better about the options at right back, with Cancelo obviously free of suspension and Kyle back in training.
Yeah, definitely. We see Joao is no doubt, because he feels really good, and Kyle, we'll see tomorrow how he wake up, and the treatment this afternoon, tonight, we'll see.
And you rested 3 of your key players at the weekend. Kevin De Bruyne, who we just spoke to.
Very wrong. We play for the Premier League, so always have done. When we're at the end of the part of the season, we play every 3-4 days. Everybody plays, so we don't rest players. I decided this selection, but I thought in that moment, for these circumstances, it's the best to beat Leeds. So it's no more than that.
Hi Pep. Luka Modric just said earlier, if we, meaning Real Madrid, put on our best possible performance, we move on to the final.
Who said?
Luka Modric's basically saying if Real Madrid play as best as Real Madrid can, they will make the final. Just wondering whether you agree with that.
Right, yeah. Every team thinks that we play our best, we have more chances to beat the opponent, and that's normal. It's normal. They can feel it that, so we feel it too.
If the game is similar tomorrow, open, is that your best chance? Manchester City's best chance if it's an open game?
No, I think in this type of games there are moments that is being dominated, you dominate, you have gain more control. There are moments and more transitions, so it's not just a game like unify and 90 minutes will be the same. This is my feeling.
Hi Pep, when you first arrived at Man City you said it could take a decade or more to match Real Madrid and go toe to toe with them. Do you feel like you go to the Bernabeu as equals?
I think they are two good teams. And we saw it 1 week ago when we play. They are the champions in Spain. We are trying to be champion. So, yeah, both teams. So, yes, like I said 1 week ago, so be in the semi-final to try to to be in another final second year in a row is our target.
And can I just ask, is John Stones okay to travel or is he not fit?
He's injured.
Simon down. That's the microphone.
Sorry.
Hi, Pep. Your team played so well last week. What would be the reason why you wouldn't just pick the same team and ask them to do the same things again?
There's no guarantee that the same guys are going to play the same way. So I don't know when it's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to the selection, of course, to try to win the game, the best 11 as possible, and that's all. So there are moments that you trade really bad the day before the game, really bad, and the day after make an exceptional performance, and the day before the game you train incredible well. The guys in the play not good. So it's not. We saw the game, the good things, and the other things we have to improve, and we are going to try to do it.
Do you think defensively, obviously you mentioned about Kyle might come back. Do you think that is the key? Because
No.
I think people expected your performance deserved a bigger margin of victory last week.
The game. The past is the past. So it's another game. We know it is 180 minutes, 2 legs. What happened is happened. We take a good points, or we talk about good things we have done to try to do it again, and some of them we have to do it better. And yeah, we go there for that. And I would love to say it's going to happen with these guys, and I think everyone is ready to to try to do it this the end of the season.
Hi, Pep. We've asked you a lot about your own experience in the Champions League, and you've said often that your experience can't be passed to players. The players have to live it themselves. Do you feel with each game, big game in this competition, whether it's the quarterfinals or Real Madrid 2 years ago or reaching the final last year, that each time you get to that stage, that the next time they are better prepared? To the point where you get to a point where you can go to the Bernabeu?
I said many times lately, so you're talking about the experience, but the question is, what do you learn about this experience? Because maybe you live the experience and you don't learn anything, and you will do the same mistakes. So, and after every game is completely different. It's difficult for me to compare, like we live last season's being in Europe and last stages. It's going to have tomorrow, but tomorrow there are guys like it's going to wake up in the morning, how will be their mood, how will be perform, many things that the experience didn't help you. The fact that we have been there, we are being there quite often in the last years, in these big games or scenarios. So yeah, that in terms of we have been here. When you won and you have been there, and you saw that I've been there and I'm doing well. I know how to handle this situation. That helps, but that is not guarantee. For the fact you have been there, you're going to play good or perform well. This is going to try to do, and they know you have to perform well in our best to reach the final.
And also, one of your former players, Xavi, went to the Bernabeu a couple of weeks ago and won 4-0. Have you spoken to him at all? Maybe
No.
Asked about anything that you could pass on to help at all?
No, because Xavi and myself we have a good relation, but we have something that is not common. he has one players that I don't have, and I have players that he doesn't have. So that's why we cannot compare.
Okay, guys, we'll take some questions in English on the Zoom, and then we'll do some Spanish ones shortly afterwards. We'll start with Dave Kidd.
Hello, Pep. Just wondering whether you can give your assessment of Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, he's got this incredible record of winning twice, winning all 5 biggest leagues, 3 Champions Leagues. But I think people maybe don't have as much idea of his footballing philosophy as you. He doesn't stay in one place properly for as long as you. Maybe a different operator. Can you tell me what you think of him as a manager and coach?
Congratulate him for, of course, for the Spanish league. I did it when he came last week, but I admire the trajectories from one person as a football player manages for a long time, being in one position, and he has been all around the world in the biggest countries in terms of football countries, with fantastic teams and everywhere, and always did an incredible job, a good result, and his football always is really good. So he knows exactly what you have to do in every game, and a part of that is an exceptional person. So I was lucky to meet him years ago, and every time when you are with him, you feel like he's a calm person, and he knows how he controls his emotions and feelings, and I think his teams express perfectly who he is.
Thank you, Dave. John Murray.
Hi, Pep. Do you feel that you will have to play even better than you did last week to go through? And is it a given that it will be the same sort of match, do you feel?
Yeah, probably. We have to play better, but at the same time, I would like to tell you one thing. We can play much worse than we played, and we can win. So, and we cannot deny, anyone can deny my assessment is right. So nobody knows. Football is unpredictable. Sometimes, you get something you don't deserve. Sometimes, you don't get something maybe you deserve for the effort, for many things. So I don't know. But so in these stages, you have to perform incredibly well, and everyone, and put something above for ideas, tactics, and whatever, and win the game.
Thank you, John. Jeremy Cross. Jeremy? Okay, well, I think we've lost Jez. Mike Minet.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Can I ask you about Jesus' confidence at the minute? Scored in the last 6 goals. He's becoming that number 9 you've kind of missed all season.
Did I miss a striker?
Well, not necessarily, no, but he's finding form.
We score quite goals, enough goals. Yeah. I'm more than happy in the height that he scored goals and he's happy in playing well. Yeah. He's ready, like everyone's ready.
He had a special night in the Bernabeu a couple of years ago, didn't he, as well? Can you repeat that?
Who?
Jesus.
Yeah, he played well, yeah, hopefully, but not just him, all of us. So, yeah, it was 2 years ago, so if you play today, tomorrow would be a different game, imagine 2 years ago, so don't give me any reasons, for the fact that it's going well yesterday, it's going well today, so we'll see.
Thank you, Mike. We'll take some questions in Spanish, please, guys. If you have a question in Spanish, please use the raise hand function. We're going to kick off with Diego Plaza. Diego. Okay.
Diego?
No.
Okay, Anton. Anton, let's start with you.
Hola, Pep. No sé si me escucha, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes.
Good luck tomorrow.
ask you about how the team feeling. Do you expect an open game, a tighter game? What does it mean to Manchester and you playing second leg, return leg in the Bernabeu, playing the return leg against Madrid in the Bernabeu? It's going to be a massive test for us. We're lucky to be going there. It means that we're both in the semi-final of the Champions League, which is great. And hopefully, let's hope we can give our best version of ourselves so we can make sure we get through to the final of the Champions League. You said you didn't speak with Xavi about the 4-0 here. Do you think that Madrid losing 4-0 at home? Do you think Barca are the best team to come up against Madrid recently? I've only seen highlights. I've not seen the game in detail or the full game or full 90 minutes. I know that Carlo did something that he didn't normally do tactically, but I can't really take anything from that, to help us towards preparation for this game. Hi, Pep. How's it going? Ignacio, I want to ask you, you're a traditional football person. Do you think it would be good for you, the fact they've just won the league? On the back of that, it's good to play them. Now, the league is totally separate from the Champions League. I've not really got an opinion about that. No. Do you not think that going into the game with winning the league title, will it give them a boost tomorrow? But we're talking about the UEFA tournament here. Hi, good afternoon. Just following on from a question from Ignacio. Do you think it would be good for you? The fact that and you're asking me to relate the fact that Madrid are champions, and being their spokesman, I can congratulate them. But I think it's really far removed from the Champions League. The fact they won the league, it's nothing to do with the two things.
Hola, Pep. Diego Plaza del Chiringuito. Curiosamente,
strangely enough, do you have the feeling after the first leg, listening to the players from both teams and from Real Madrid, they were almost more satisfied with the result in spite of losing than maybe the City players were. Do you share that opinion in any way? What feelings do you have going into the fact you didn't really punish them on the night and get a bigger margin of victory? It was a lovely open game. We've got I think, the fact that the team scored 7 goals between them. I don't know if you've asked the City players at all, but we were happy. We could have maybe got a better result, but it could have gone a lot worse. You never know in football, but we were happy with how things went. At that time, you sort of look at it, you're recovering the next day and you analyse it in the cold light of day next day. For better or worse, we always knew it was going to be over 2 games decided. The Etihad, and then obviously tomorrow in the Bernabeu, and it will be decided there eventually. And to knock Madrid out, you've got to perform well in 2 games.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.